Ismael Otero, Caribbean Soul, New York City. He's sending you.
Hey, Ismael.
Oh
Un
my
abrazo,
My
God,
brother.
our brother. We know him since the beginning. So,
Yeah, so Luis, I would ask you
Mhm.
how the structure came to you. I mean, because you were teaching at first without any concept and any structure, without any timing, as
Oh
far as
no,
I know.
we
So
were we learned with the hard way. It means that's the cool thing. Like anything else, like any dance in the world. I think you don't have uh, an idea because we didn't took any classes. You know what I mean? Even if I was learning something, or my brother Francisco was teaching me something, we didn't know how to teach. It means we were learning the way. If somebody was doing something, we were trying on the dance floor. We were seeing somebody and we were trying, but there was no explanations for steps or names or anything. So until we went to the World Salsa Congress, and then we went to New
Wait,
York. I remember, yes.
Luis. One of the most important things. We learned how to understand teaching only counting by the wrong count. We were counting
Exactly.
1, 2,
Two,
3,
three, no,
5,
one,
no,
two, three,
2, 3,
four, five,
5,
six.
6.
One, two,
1,
three,
2, 3,
four,
4,
four,
5,
five,
6.
six.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it was the same beat. It was the same beat of the music. The only thing is, Luis, before the Congress, we were really, really good in musicality. We always been good in the musicality. I think without us and the whole world too, and Felipe Polanco, and let me tell you something, we interpreted more the music than counting. We always have that science. We dance quebradita science. We dance cumbia. We know how to listen to the accents. So you have that.
I
Maybe
know,
you don't. We
but
don't count it.
we didn't know that what it was on one. Because if you check the videos I was checking the other day, we were dancing all the time on 3, on 5, on 7, almost every time. So
Well,
what
because
I'm
we
trying to say,
Einstein.
I know, but you know what?
Johnny, yeah,
I went
wants to say something. Yeah,
until we
Johnny.
went to I went to New. The person to me, they showed me the count. It was Nelson Flores. Even I know the Eddie Torres, like he said in some interviews too, told some of my brothers and everything. But the person, Nelson Flores from New York, is the one who told me about you dance on every beat. And I was like, what do you mean you count when you dance? And I remember in his house because we were staying at like dance company in his house. And he told me, no, it's because the count goes like this, 1, 2. And it changed my life that night that we spent it together, talking about with all the dancers about that. And when I went back to Los Angeles in my dance class, I have to change to 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And I have to explain why, because you hold the 4, or if you use the 4, you count it 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't use it. And it was such a big change for me. You know what I mean? And because thanks to Nelson Flores, that I still don't forget, because we got into an argument really, really bad that night. But because of that, we became even more friends, and it really changed my life forever when he took the time
Luis.
to explain.
Okay. When I was doing my class in 1999 in the Congress of Ballet, I was still counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eddie Torres was watching my class,
Mhm.
and he was looking at me, and I thought was like, who's looking at me? Why he's looking at me like that? No, but in a nice way. And Eddie Torres said, Francisco, can I tell you something as a professional? And I said, sure, maestro. And I say, I like the way you dance, and I like the way you teach your class. But okay, I wanna tell you something, but you have to, in reward, you have to show me something. And I say, tell me what? Say, I want you to show me the neck drop that he did it a couple of times with and a few shows with Maria. Say, I want you to teach me the neck drop, but I want to teach you something that's going to change your life. And he said to me, with all respect to the maestro, because he is what it is. He said, okay, you counting wrong. He's the one who told me how to count. He said like, okay, it's the same beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe it's the same beat, but it's wrong. So I want you to count a straight 8 or you can count like the musicians write the music. And I say, okay. And he showed me like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or you can go 1, 2, 3, pause on 4, 5, 6, 7, pause on 8. That little information changed my whole life.
I think the what they're trying to say is that when we learned how to dance, we were dancing with passion. We didn't count. That's a different thing. You know what I mean? We were dancing until we went to Puerto Rico, exactly, and we met all the dancers. Es Ismael Otero, Nixon Flores, well, a lot of famous dancers. And I think we feel it in the heart. I mean, if for us, it wasn't, my brother was saying, I saw the videos a few days ago, and we were dancing on 5, on 3, like Cubans. I mean, as a Latinos, if you feel any music or Latin music with orchestra, any orchestra rhythm, we gonna go naturally without going to take any classes on 5, on 1, on 3. That's natural. It doesn't mean that we were off of rhythm. It's totally different if you want to do it scholastically, okay, in a proper way to take a class on school. Or that's why, you know what? I learned something from Ginger Roberts and Freddie Stairs. I was seeing a documentary, and they were saying that the counts there in United States, they invent the counts for people who doesn't know how to dance. They needed to quick, slow, all that, because the people who knows how to dance, they didn't use counts. So
I think to teach, you need to know the counts. To teach, to dance, you don't need to know. You just follow someone like hip hop. There's no structure or anything.
No
Kizomba, perfect example. Kizomba doesn't mean that you need to start exactly on the first beat or whatever. You know what I mean? It's really, really cool. So what I'm trying to say, we used to have rhythm, but we didn't have the timing. Let's say on 1, on 2, or this. We were just dancing with the beat. We were dancing with the rhythm, and different beats. You know what I mean?
I want to clarify one of the things and it happens. Not my brother Luis, not my brother Johnny. To me, happens to me when Rosie was trying to teach it, and I not even know there was a Puerto Rican style because everybody looks the same. When she was trying to teach me in the club, or listen to the conga, cuncumpa, and yo, what is that? Cuncumpa. Yo, I listen to the conga, but I don't listen like the way I can listen it right now. I was like, the cuncumpa, yo, ¿cuál es cuncumpa? That's Puerto Rican. This is, she don't say on 2. She says, this is Puerto Rican style. We dance on clave. And I was like, on clave? My God, I was like, give me the code or something. And when she was like dancing really precise, cuncumpa, that was the 2, the pa, I was cuncum, get the 1. And that's when I discovered myself that I was dancing on the beat of the music. Me. And when I started dancing on the music, I don't know how to count. I just know how to enter to the beat of the music. I not even understand the counts because she never told me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. No, she told me cuncumpa. Listen to the campana, cuncumpa. And I was like, or to the piano. And I was like, I tried, but I was always in the beat of the music. I always noticed on the colors or how we start everything, it was a beat. So that was the beat that I was catching up, that I don't know how to count it. I was listening. That's why I was so musicality myself, because if you play any song, any song, it's like I know it because I understand the musicality. You can play any song and I want to interpret it like it's a choreography, and it's not a choreography. That way my style became so popular and around the world because the accents, and especially I never count, and I was interpreting my tricks in the music without the count. And Johnny, I was hitting every single accent.
But you know what?
Yes,
But you know
Johnny.
what? Because on 2 and on we came, because on 2 and on 1, the New York and everything, it became like a controversy, and it was really cool because of that, people they had choices, and they became like such a big thing that it became like brothers. Because a lot of people still think that we have problems with the people who dance on 2 and everything, and it's not. Wait, Francisco dance on 2, Johnny, me. It means Editor knows how to dance on 1. It means he knows where is the 1 and everything. Then you pick up the choice that you like and everything. I dance with people on 1 and on
Of
2,
course.
but it was the beautiful thing about that it became such a big controversy at the beginning. Everybody was talking about on 1, on 2, and everything. Then now it's like it's more blended than ever, you know what I mean? So it's nice.
Johnny, please. Johnny. I'm wondering.
I forgot. They talk too much.
Yeah.
No,
But
you know.
this is Vasquez brothers, Los Vasquez.
It's 3 at the same time, baby. It's difficult.
Yeah.
No. To make it shorter, at the end of the day, it's always good to learn something new.
Yes.
We need to thank people from Puerto Rico, the people from New York, because when we went to Puerto Rico, they opened our minds. I mean, we saw a different world. Congreso Bacardi, Puerto Rico, 1997, opened the minds, I think, for a lot of people. And you know what? It's good to say thank you to them, New York, Puerto Rico, because at the end of the day, we are who we are.
The question is, what do you recommend to new young dancers, students who want to represent the LA style nowadays? Francisco, in short, please, your recommendation to new
My
generation.
recommendation to the new generation is not only focus on one style. The most important thing is learn the styles so they can become a dancers. That's my recommendation. If you want to be a dancer now in this moment, you need to learn everything. If not, you became a normal routine of one style, which is normal, a fusion. It's like one person right now, they want to learn fusion, a bachata dominicana. They try not to learn it because it's more hard than a bachata fusion or bachata sensual, because they always cleaning their knees. So one of the most important things is learn everything right now. We have so much material we can understand. I'll be honest to you, I like everything. My style, of course, is number 1, but I like dancing on 2. I like dancing guaracha. I like to dancing everything. Puerto Rican, because something, Cuban, because I mix everything. So now I can understand that my style is number 1 for myself, but the styles in my style represent the culture, which is everybody have to learn it.
Luis, and what about you?
Yeah,
Your
I
advice?
recommend them. You know what? To have fun. It doesn't matter what you learn. A lot of people are forgetting about to have fun. And I always say in every interview, lately I see that's why we lost a lot of people in the dance community. And they went to dance other kind of dances, especially bachata and everything. Because now a lot of the people, they just learn and they become like machines. They don't feel it anymore. I prefer somebody that doesn't follow on 1, on 2, and whatever they want, but they feel it and they enjoy it. And that's one of the things when it comes to Cuban music. When the people dance, the instructors, they still teach to have fun, and it makes a huge difference. A lot of people, they want to learn moves, and who looks better and everything. And now they don't have fun. Learn to follow and to lead. That's super important. And my brother says, learn everything, because now you have internet. There's no excuses. There's classes online. There's YouTube. When we started, there was nothing. We were sharing videos to other countries, and Super Mario can tell you about the way he got inspired by VHS tapes like this big, like blocks. So it was taking weeks, months to get a video to go to Russia, to any of those places, and they were making a copy of a copy, and the people, they were getting inspired like that. So now there's no excuses for the dancers, that you can learn even for free. You can get all the stuff that you want there. So if you want to learn, go for it, have fun, enjoy, and never forget where you came from. And when you become an instructor, teach your students to be the same as you.
LA style. A lot of people think, because I want to specificate this, a lot of people says, if you dance on one, you dance LA style. And it's a totally wrong answer or wrong question. Because on one, it's a timing of music. LA, it's an style, and it's totally different, one theme from the other. So if you dance on one, you can still do the New York style. You can still do Puerto Rican style. You can still do Cuban style. So a lot of people doesn't know about the differences, but I'm here to tell you guys. Because I was younger, I learned after with Rogelio Moreno, Alex Silva, and I can say so many names. When the really LA style, part of the LA style was because we could mix and fusionating any kind of rhythm, acting inside, because we were from Hollywood, from LA. So we do the shows like if you will
like
see
a
in a movie. So if we put hip hop inside, if we mix swing, if we can mix tip top, you can mix everything. And LA style, you can contaminate it with anything you want. That is something that you cannot do with mambo. That is something that you cannot do with Cuban, because that's totally they're more straight in their culture on the dancing. But in LA style, you can do that. So for the kids, they don't have to feel like, oh, I'm young, I don't want to learn something that is for old people. No, because you can still mix your hip hop, your swing, anything that you've been practicing or taking inside the salsa. And you can make the salsa, you can innovate the salsa without losing the tradition of the salsa, you know?
The LA style salsa, we bring the lines, especially the lines, okay? Lines, the people that don't have lines before like that, only ballroom. LAS movies, hip hop, folklores, lines, tricks, and accents. Listen to me. And accents in the music. We put effects in the music. That was the call.
We were the first ones.
The whole world became like, wow, what is this? It was a musical with effects. Everything was not only 2 minutes. We make 8 minutes routine.
12.
10 minutes.
Oh my
15
God.
minutes. Albert Torres have to say, guys, we have 150 groups. Come on. You know, because we got 15 minutes routines of acting, of everything. And people was like, oh my God, what a beautiful musical. Was not musical, was a routine and a little part of a musical. That was the thing.
Back in the days, it was no internet. So our only reference icons to see them, it was Michael Jackson, Ginger Rogers, the Nicholas Brothers, the
Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire.
So
and the Mexicans and the Miriams, the Mambo guys.
You will come to do most, if you see most of the footwork that is in salsa is inspired by tip top. When you go, it's really inspired by tip top. If you really go into the videos or into the tip top dancers, I mean, I've been watching because I want to learn more how this came, why they doing this, why my step that I thought I create, I saw it 50 years ago. Why we thought that Michael Jackson invent the move walking, and then you go back to 1950s and you see all the dances and those steps they were there. Okay, those are the videos that we used to see. But it was harder because at the end, we used to go to the school and trying to create or to mix steps.
We were creating a lot.
Exactly, creating. My brother created, invented neck drop and all that. I mean, we can be all night here and we can say so many steps. And maybe those steps, they were somebody else, they were doing it somebody else in the world, maybe kind of the same. But you see the mind how it is because it was no internet. Right now it's so easy. because a lot of people, the new generations, they just click internet and they just copy. Ismael Otero, him and his group, it was one of the more innovators groups back in the days. I remember.
Nelson Flores too, yeah. Descarga
Because
Latina.
they were doing like LA, like a movie on stage. And it was like, wow, Jason Molina, somebody who was dancing on two, but with the energy, they on one. I mean, it was totally different. Every dancing used to have his own side. Right now, if you say I dance mambo, everybody is the same.
I think for everybody right now in the world that we have so much material, they don't want to use the creativity. They prefer using something that is already there. Right now, in the whole world, this is the pandemic for the dancers. They look the same about the teachers, or they don't give the respect to those people, even if they use everything. Started, using their own creativity because they are dancers. Now they can bring something to the community. They can bring not only the things that the teachers or the other companies does, they can bring something. Like in LA before, every single company, Rogelio Moreno, Laura Canelias, Josie, everybody has a style on one, but let me tell you something. Everybody was different. And let me tell you something right now. What I appreciated to in Italy right now, Fernando Sosa, for example, he became Fernando Sosa because he changed his style from our style to his style, but he was dancing before like Papito Jalabala and other people. He looks different, but right now he stays as a tropical gem. So now this is the only one in the company right there, like Johnny. Johnny is dancing on one, but Johnny never tried to dance like Francisco Vazquez, or Luis never tried to dance like a Johnny. We represent on one, but represent our creativity on one, because we're still creating. Yeah. We're still creating. That's the way, like Eddie Torres. Eddie Torres create a 1,000 steps in a second. Eddie Torres give you a class, and he's not like give you 5 minutes. He can give you 5 hours if he wants, because he love it, because he creates steps. That's the way it has to be. With the dancers around the world, they should be using the creativity. They should be using the technique that they have. They've been learning with other structures. They say, well, now it's my time to create. Now it's my time to use my mind, my brain, and started making a new style, a new fusion, a new something. Not like everybody is in the bachata, like swimming and everything, and they cannot even do it. It's like with all respect. But something? If they see that, they can create more, not at the same steps. No. So that's what I wanted to tell it. I'm not offending anybody. I say we need to use more the creativity, because if you use your creativity, you become better.
Even in bachata, even for the bachata, and it's developing. There's some arguments between the Dominican tradition bachata with the sensual, and they start the same as on one and on two, or Cuban, and now I see that they're going through the same thing, but they're changing a little by little. The bachata is changing for different styles, now somebody wants to do something with the bachata is more open. That's really nice. So they are going through the same thing that we went through, but at the end, if you really think, the most recognized people in the world are the people who were dancing different. Until now, you can mention any names of the most recognized people, and it be the reason that they are recognized because they were dancing different. They don't look like somebody else. Now there's many other people who looks like them, you know what I mean? And like he said about Fernando Sosa, he created something with Tropical Jam, a very specific style too, and that was very nice. Even he got inspired by the LA style, or Adolfo from Eddie Torres, but even Adolfo is doing a lot of the Eddie Torres stuff, but at the same time different stuff, and that's the new guy with the new innovation, for the new generations, and that's really nice. Don't stay there. Try to learn and try to be yourself, because when you're yourself, everything changes and it looks different.
I know Luis is dancing and teaching bachata. Johnny, do you teach bachata, or you just salsa? I mean, when you teach.
I used to teach bachata before the bachata became really, really popular. You know, I used to go to Bachaturo in Polonia. I'm sorry if I say names of congresses.
No, it's
but
okay.
Okay, I used to teach bachata, even 4 classes of bachata in evento people before with Corke, Judy. I was one of the first one. I'm gonna tell you something. I was the first guy who took the bachata to Los Angeles, and I'm gonna tell you when, 1999. And I learned it in Valencia, España, with Carmen Lorente. I was on tour with Bacardi. I didn't know what bachata was, you know? So at the club, this lady, this girl, took me and I'm gonna teach you in 1, 2, 3, hip it. I didn't know, but I liked it because all the salsa they were so fast. But I met bachata in Valencia, España, because it's so many Dominicans. So when I went back to Los Angeles, I told the DJ, because it was merengue and salsa, play this CD, this songs of bachata, and I'm gonna dance with my dance partner. I wanted it to the people to see me. He played it, and I danced bachata, really beginner, Ansi, worse than a beginner. But everybody came to me and asked me, what was that? I said, bachata dominicana. You know, I said, don't dance anymore, man.
Most of the bachata dancers, most recognized who changed, like Jorge and Judith, Ataque la Alemana, salseros, remember?
Yeah, I know.
And one of the reasons we were talking about that they are so good in bachata because they had already the experience of dancing and leading and following. And I was talking to many, Daniel Desiree, so many bachata dancers, and they were saying, it's because when you have a background, like when I get a student, they have a background in something, they learn faster, you know what I mean? So even the bachata, Dominican bachata, it became really popular because of the salseros. And
Francisco, do you dance bachata?
He danced.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, of course you dance.
I try to do all the styles of bachata, of course, because it's fun to learn it. You know, ráscate la rodilla, the sensual bachata, the Dominican. You know, I have a couple
Benny
friends.
Hazme cuchi.
No, I got a couple friends. They're bachateros in Italia, really good. And honest to you, it's nice to see these people like a real Dominican bachata. They like the way it's a tradition of them dancing. It was like, oh my God, I want to learn it. And I always motivate my students to learn everything. I never say to a student in my life, you can dance the other one. That's only my style, or that's only that style. No, I always say to them, you want to be a dancer, learn everything. And that's for me is my logo that I say, you want to be a dancer, learn everything. You don't want to learn everything and then you dance in a fusion. That's it. Because if you want to dance tradition, then you have to dance the real tradition, the mother of Cuba, which is the Cuban salsa. You want to dance that tradition, that means you have to represent. But it is what it is. We have so many choices. I love bachata. You see me dancing bachata. I love bachata. I love everything. I'll be honest to you, it's not music around the world that I don't like it. I like everything.
And it's good to respect all the bachateros. Ansi, I wanna say hi to all the bachateros who's watching us, because I mean we have to respect them the same way they respect us. So fusion, Dominican,
sensual,
bachatango, anything. You know what? It's really good because it will be always a big community. Even bachateros, salseros, we are Latino. It's a culture. Bachata is not a dance rhythm. It's a culture.